Fun fact, TLC is the first girl group to go diamond with their album Crazy Sexy Cool. Play the music.
Baby, baby.
Welcome to Open Mic. I'm your host, Jamal Radio Raheem. Now, Open Mic is a music podcast you can get wherever you get podcasts. You can also watch it on YouTube if you're one of those visual people like myself. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to talk about Atlanta's top 50 rapper list that Complex made. I'm going to give my top 25 LA rappers. I'm going to talk about Drake and his 100 gigs drop, and we're going to talk about Ski Mask and really AI in music. That's the real conversation. Without further ado, though, let's get it, shawty. So, Complex made their top 50 Atlanta rappers of all time. And I want Complex to stop doing lists because you have seen time after time after time, they have gotten these lists wrong. And I understand music is subjective. I understand that people have different opinions and stuff like that. But for the most part, everybody has disagreed with their list because they have been wrong. And I don't know if they're doing it for clicks. I don't know if they're doing it because that's what they actually feel. But I need whatever white teenage kid that is making these lists to stop making these lists because you guys aren't studying hip hop enough. If you think that this list is solid, you know what I'm saying? First, I think they got certain people way too high. I think they got certain people way too low. Like to have Lil Yachty at 24 is crazy. That's crazy work. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to Lil Yachty or all disrespect. I don't really care. He should not be 24 on all-time Atlanta rappers. Waka Flocka shouldn't be 23 of all-time Atlanta rappers. Even like Jermaine Dupri, icon, what he's done for music cannot be. He has reached heights that a lot will never reach. But as a rapper, for him to be 17, that's a little crazy. Same thing with Lil Jon at 18. A little crazy. It's a little crazy. Now, if we're talking about artists, those two deserve to be on the list. But as rappers, come on, bro. What are we talking about? They are not in the top. Like I just think they disrespected a couple artists on here. Like Jid should be higher. Even Soldier Boy, which a lot of people have like things to say about Soldier Boy, should be higher. Childish Gambino should be higher. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they didn't do a good job with this list. And I don't know if it's for attention. I don't know if it's for clicks. But whoever made this list should stop doing lists forever. I don't want to hear their list on anything. It could be a list on top fast food restaurants. I don't want to hear it from them. Because if you made this list, you shouldn't be making any list. And another thing that I want to add is I think these lists, when people talk about Atlanta rappers and rappers in general, I think they consistently disrespect Big Boy. They consistently disrespect Big Boy. We need to stop that. There are not 8 rappers from Atlanta better than Big Boy. I don't care. I don't care. There isn't 8 rappers from Atlanta better than Big Boy. I love Gucci's music. I love Jeezy's music. Big fan, all of their music. They are not better than Big Boy. They are not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whether we're talking about skills, we're talking about the music, influence, nah. There ain't no Gucci Man or Jeezy or any of these people without Big Boy. The foundation that Big Boy and Three Stacks laid is what Atlanta is. That's how Atlanta was able to expand and take over the game. The South has been winning for 25 years. That doesn't happen without Big Boy. I'm sorry. This list is trash. But this list did do one thing. It made me want to make a list. And so I did. I made my top 25 LA rappers. Now, I am not from LA. I am from San Diego County, Oceanside to be exact, 760. What up? That's where I am from. So I'm letting y'all know that from the beginning. This is my perspective. I am not an LA native, though. They might have a different list. They might feel some way about it. We can talk about it. So I'm gonna give my top 25 at the LA rappers. At 25, I'm going with Daz Dillinger, one of the most slept on producers to come out, mind you, too. But Daz is at 25. At 24, I'm going with MC8. Now, unfortunately for MC8, my introduction to him was his beef with DJ Quick, and that wasn't a great introduction. But I still went back and listened to the music because that's what I do. 23, Rascast. If you haven't heard Soul on Ice, go listen to it. Go listen to it. 22, Tyga. Say what y'all want to say about Tyga. That man knows how to make a hit. He knows how to make a hit. The man has been putting out hits for a good 10 plus years. From Rack City to do the dance on my dick. Do the dance on my dick. You know what I'm saying? Coconut Juice, Faded. Like he has hits. Um, at 21, why? Problem. You already know problem. Or I think he's going by Jason Martin now. But he's 21. On at 20, Crooked Eye. To me, the best member from Slaughterhouse. I don't care what anybody says. It's Crooked Eye. 19, the most underrated rapper, or one of the most underrated rappers, because there's another rapper on here I think is underrated for real, for real. Warren G. Warren G. Regulate, you know what I'm saying? I think personally, he had the best verse on Ain't No Fun. Warren G is that guy. At 18, Dom Kennedy. Dom Kennedy would probably be bigger if he wanted to. I don't think he wanted to because he can easily cross over. He knows how to appeal to the masses. But that man is so West Coast, so West Coast from his beats to the rhyme style, so cool and laid back. And I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. At 17, MC Ren, the most underrated rapper to come out of the West Coast. MC Ren. MC Ren does not get discussed. Like the way that he was bodying stuff and NWA and all that stuff doesn't get discussed. His solo career, solid. Like, shout out to MC Ren. At 16, we're going with Murs. I heard Murs because of I think it was Paid Dues, the festival. And then I like went back and listened to all his stuff with Ninth Wonder, dope. Like Murs is one of them ones, you know what I'm saying? He's one of them ones. At 15, I'm going with J Rock. J Rock is the first one from TDE to take off. He had that song with Wayne, like "All My Life." He had that song. Who was it? Wyclef on the chorus or whatever. In the ghetto, 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 ghetto. So at 15, I'm going with J Rock. At 14, I'm going with Blue. Blue. Blue will be in on this list just for Below the Heavens by itself. By itself. Consistent. Consistent. You know what I'm saying? 13, Easy E. Um, Easy's a legend. He's a legend. He died too soon. If he would have probably lived longer, he would probably be higher on my list. But unfortunately, his career isn't as long as others on this list. And he wasn't able to put the amount of work as others on this list. So that's why he is 13 on my list. At 12, I'm going with Solo Ho Absol. Absol is one of the West Coast Lupe Fiascos, what I call him. Can rap with anybody. Can rap with anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like he got a song on every project that always makes me go, whew. Like on this last project, Herbert, it was Do Better. On Control System, it's the song about Alori Joy. Gosh, Book of Soul. My gosh. Let's move on. Gosh, Absol is one of them ones, though. One of my favorite MCs. At 11, Schoolboy Q. Um, I love Schoolboy's music, man. Like he sounds so West Coast. He sounds like a lot of the Crips that I grew up around. So I'd be like, oh man, like Schoolboy has hits though. And when I tell you, people be surprised when they go through his catalog. That man got some hits. He got some hits. He got some bangers. You know what I'm saying? Schoolboy Q is one of them ones. I'm telling y'all right now. He's one of them ones. At 10. Tyler the Creator. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't always been a fan of Tyler the Creator's music. I just feel like I wasn't the target. Early Tyler the Creator from like Wolf and Goblin and all those stuff wasn't for me. You know, there's songs on there that I like, but like it was too much like shock value. We're gonna say the most wild stuff. Granted, he grew. And when you listen to Tyler, you see the growth. You know what I mean? Them last three albums from Call Me If You Get Lost, Igor, you know what I'm saying? Flower Boy, that man is on a run. Three for three. Three for three. I can't wait to hear his next project. Like he's the growth he has shown in his music, the production, everything like that. Tyler is one of them ones. At 9, we're going with YG 400. You know what I'm saying? Mr. BPT himself, YG. Um, I can't say enough about YG. You know what I'm saying? YG though, he do be doing these things on his album, but he be having these uncomfortable ass skits where like he be having sex and stuff. I need you to stop doing that, YG. I need you to stop. Uh, at 8, Earl Sweatshirt. I think a lot of people forget Earl is from the West Coast, but Earl is from the West Coast because his flow and his style doesn't really say West Coast because he doesn't really have that West Coast sound. But Earl's that guy. He's that guy. If you like Mike and everything like that, he's the inspiration. At 7, I'm going with Nipsey Hussle. RIP to Nipsey, one of the great West Coasters. Big fan of his music, man. The marathon mixtapes I used to play all the time. Victory Lap was a dope album, man. RIP to Nipsey. At 6, I'm going with Vince Staples. Vince Staples has been on a run, I'm telling you. He's been on a run for like the past 4 albums. 4 or 5 albums, if I'm like, might have the album of the year with Dark Times. But like Vince Staples is consistently giving us a great album and his sound is changing. He's showing new things on it. Like Dark Times bang, Ramona Park Broke My Heart bang. The Vince Staples self-titled album, which was produced by Kenny Beats, bang. Like the only album that like I'm not that big on is FM. And that's because I had different expectations for that album. That's really what it is. Like I wanted something different. And you know, that's probably on me because it's not a bad album. But he's number 6 on my list. 7 at 5, we're going with Snoop D-O double G. The legend speaks for itself. His name speaks for itself. At 4, The Game, the documentary, Doctor's Advocate. Like, come on, man. LAX. What are we talking? Game is that guy. He's that guy. And I know he be doing all that corny stuff, like calling names out and all that stuff, but he's that guy. He really is. He's one of them ones. Shout out to Game. At 3, DJ Quick, Compton's in the house, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? DJ Quick is one a great producer, but as a MC, does not get talked about enough. Enough. You cannot talk about West Coast rap without DJ Quick. Tonight is the night. Black Mercedes. She passed by in a black Mercedes. RIP to Nate Dogg. But my 3 is DJ Quick. 2, Ice Cube. One of the best pen games in the game. Legend from America's Most, Death Certificate, the NWA stuff. Come on. You know Cube is that guy. We're not even gonna sit here and debate it. And before I get to my number 1 pick, I want to give some honorable mentions. I want to get an honorable mention to Casey Veggies, to West Side Boogie, and to Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is not a good rapper, but he got some classic records. Now, my number one pick is Kendrick Lamar, Kung Fu Kenny. Man has not missed since the Kendrick Lamar EP. He has not missed. Overly Dedicated, bangs. Section 80, bangs. Good Kid, Mad City, bangs. To Pimp a Butterfly, bangs. Untitled, Unmastered, bangs. Like, what are we talking about? Damn, bangs. Like, what? Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, bang. If y'all want to give him the Black Panther soundtrack, guess what? Bangs. Like, what are we talking about? See what he did to Drake. You see what Kendrick is one of them ones. He's not just the top West Coast rapper of all time. He might be the best rapper of all time. You can make a case. He is that great. Kendrick, Kung Fu Kenny, Lamar. Put some respect on his name. And that is my top 25 rappers from LA. I'm going to go through it one more time. 25 Daz, 24 MC8, 23 Rascast, 22 Tyga, 21 Problem, 20 Crooked Eye, 19 Warren G, 18 Dom Kennedy, 17 MC Ren, 16 Murs, 15 J Rock, 14 Blue, 13 Easy E, 12 Absol, 11 Schoolboy Q, 10 Tyler the Creator, 9 YG, 8 Earl Sweatshirt, 7 Nipsey Hussle, 6 Vince Staples, 5 Snoop Dogg, 4 The Game, 3 DJ motherfucking Quick, 2 Ice Cube, and number 1 Kendrick Lamar. Now we're going to take a break and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about Drake and all the stuff that he has been dropping. So Drake has been dropping a whole bunch of content lately. He's been dropping all of these old videos and all these type of things and giving us like what seems like throwaways, if I'm gonna be honest. Um, he'll give us like 3 throwaways, drop all these old videos and stuff like that. And I feel a couple ways about it. As somebody who loves like seeing the videos and all that type of stuff, like old archives and all that, I think that's dope. I think that is dope. I think this for especially for his like diehard fans, for them to be able to see like the process that he has or see the video of like him and J. Cole going to like buy the CDs of what was it, Born Center or whatever, to see all those type of things. I think that is dope. I think the songs that we got haven't been great though. And I honestly feel like Drake is trying to distract us from the beef with Kendrick Lamar by giving us all this footage and stuff like that. I feel like he's overflowing the market, you know what I mean? So people don't talk about it. Like he might have a video where he's like making fun of like how the weekend sings and stuff like that. Then people are just talking about that. Or people are talking about a freestyle that he's doing in one of the clips, or him talking with 40 or smoking hookah or whatever it is. People are going to talk about that and not focus on the beef. And I feel like that's what he's trying to do. And I feel like he just needs to take a break. I feel like he just needs to take a break. He has consistently gave us an album or 2 albums with so many features every single year for the past like 10 years. Take a break. It's okay to take a break. You know what I'm saying? And then come back and drop some fire. Drop some fire. I know a lot of people will be like, oh, well, Drake doesn't need to take a long break like Kendrick or Cole or whatever. I feel like he should take a break to just one, take care of himself, and two, get out of the public eye right now because every time you drop something, people are going to compare it to what Kendrick has said about you. Like, it doesn't look good that Kendrick said you run to Atlanta when you need to get $1, and then the first 100 gigs that you drop was Atlanta rappers all over it. Like, you run to Atlanta to try to get you out of this mess that you're in. That is telling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he needs to take a break because none of the music is sticking, number one. But also, he's just been giving us something for so long, man. We need the albums have been sounding uninspired. The music has been sounding uninspired. Like, we want, we as in me, I'm gonna speak for me. I want a personal album. I don't want a Drake album of just like hits and what's popular at the moment and stuff like that. Because frankly, those songs do not age well. They do not age well because they sound like what was hot in the moment and not what's true to Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the hottest producer, the hottest singer at the time. It's like the DJ Khaled recipe, but Drake is just a rapper and knows how to make a hit. That's literally what Drake does. And I want him to just chill out, take a break, relax, go spend time with his family, raise his kid, go smash these girls, have fun. But like take a break from the music and the spotlight because at this point, you do not look good. You look terrible. Like you even look exhausted. Just take a break. And this is coming from somebody who likes Drake's music a lot. I know a lot of people think I don't. I am a fan of his music, but I just want him to take a break. Now, Ski Mask, he had some comments that kind of pissed me off. Not kind of, it pissed me off. So Ski Mask was asked on whether he would use AI in new collabs with XXXTentacion and Juice World. And he said, it depends if the people are open-minded to it. If the people get more open-minded to it and they're more willing to not be angry at it, then yeah, he'll do it. That's what he told XXL magazine. And I have a big problem with that statement because why would we be comfortable with that? You're using dead people's vocals. And this just, again, sets a bad precedent for the game, for the hip hop game, that we're going to be comfortable with AI. And I already have an issue with AI, but I also feel like if we're going to be doing all that, then like eventually AI is going to replace these rappers. AI is going to replace these producers. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like XXX and Juice World, they both passed. RIP to them. They passed away way too soon. But I don't want to hear an AI of them. That's not something that I want to hear. Like, no. I don't even like getting music from people who are dead. I feel like that is weird because they had no control over the album. I hate that type of stuff. So I feel like very weird about this. This makes me feel weird. I don't like AI in music. I think AI is kind of scary personally, and we're seeing what it can do. It's really scary. We saw how like the beef with Kendrick and Drake and how AI kind of made it like not fun at times. You know what I'm saying? Because we were getting people who were using Drake's voices or using Kendrick and like rapping and then like using AI to pretend like it's them or pretend it's Kendrick in them for like the views and everything, using it as like, oh, new Kendrick or new Drake, get people to click on their pages and stuff like that. We saw that. We see AI Tupac and we seen AI Biggie, we seen AI all these things. And to me, that is that one is like it shows a lack of creativity some people have, but also it's just icky. It's just icky. Like to use AI in music is just icky. And for an artist like Ski Mask too, who has a huge fan base, to say that this is gonna make people think that it's okay to use AI in music, and it is not. It's not. I don't understand why we need new verses from Ski Mask. I mean not from Ski Mask, from XXX and Juice World. They passed. Let them rest in peace. We don't need to keep digging up the old verses or using AI and all this stuff. Let them rest in peace. I feel the same way about when people do it with Tupac. I feel the same way when they do it about anybody. Let these people rest. Like you don't need a verse that bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And frankly, for Ski Mask, I feel like you're using Juice World and XXX for attention at this point. That you keep putting them on projects, you keep using songs, you keep doing these things. Like form your own career without them, man. I think you're a talented individual. Form your own identity outside of them, man. We know how much you love them. We know how much you cared about them. Talk about it in the music. We don't need an AI verse from them, though. That's what we don't need. I'll tell you that right now. We don't need it. I don't want it. But before we get up out of here, I got to give y'all the song of the week. Song of the week is by John Givez.
I don't wanna think about it. Hate to remember, shouldn't be a problem. Got it from your dreaming. Nigga face yo demons. Shawty want a good life, and she call me Zaddy. I be chunking up the hood like this for the valley. From the side of the ocean, and you know it. Don't get washed up fucking with the chosen. I might sing a melody, but I catch a felony in this.
And that was Face Your Demons by John Givez, Oceanside native. Shout out to John. And this has been Open Mic. I've been your host, Jamal Radio Raheem. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, man. And rate us 5 stars. If you're going to rate us anything else, don't waste your time. And I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
baby.